Is it possible that somebody could take one of the most desirable cars ever, only drive it 19,000 miles, and then park it for 50 years and never touch it again? Well, of course, that's why we're making a video right now. But not only does this car have 19,000 miles, when we opened the interior, we were in shock at what we saw. This time capsule looks brand new. And what's even crazier, the owner told us that nobody's ever even sat in the back seat. How does this exist?
All right, guys, behind this garage is a 1968 GTO, which we had been searching for GTOs for a long time, and we found a 1971, but the 1971 had a bit of a redesign. It had the longer hood scoops, and it had a smaller engine. This is the one that everybody wants. This is the 1968 Pontiac GTO.
Dude, that's a beautiful color on that car.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
I totally didn't realize that they had the flip-up headlights like that.
Oh, I didn't even realize that either. So this is what I was talking about with these smaller hood scoops. The later generations, they had longer hood scoops that ended here. But this thing is beautiful.
Yeah, the other hood scoops were like way wider as well, kind of snarled at you like a big nose snarling muscle car, but I like this design as well.
You know what's crazy about this car, Mike? If I'm not mistaken, this has 19,000 original miles.
Wow. That is pretty nuts.
Let's see if the interior checks out.
I can see from here, dude.
Oh, and it's a manual.
Stop.
Yes. Wow. This is going to be an easy car for us on the interior. The interior is perfect. It doesn't look like anyone ever sat in this car once. I don't even know what we're going to show on the interior here. Video's over, I guess. Let's pack it up, go home.
The inside will be a lot of wiping it down, but the outside, we're going to make this thing look insane.
But I want to know why it sat for so long and what the plans are next for it. We are here with the owner of the GTO, John. This car is beautiful. How long has it been in the garage?
It's been in this garage for 10 years. My dad bought it for my brother in 1973 or 4. And we know the original owner, and he was friends with my cousin. And they both went and bought a GTO on the same day from the same dealership. And my cousin Ray bought a black one with bucket seats and everything. And this was special ordered with a bench seat, because he wanted his girl to be able to sit next to him when he went out driving around at, in the evenings and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. So they got to cruise around with matching GTOs. And
Right. My cousin's was black. I believe they bought it from Llewellyn Pontiac dealership in Lorain, Ohio on Broadway. There's absolutely nothing but an engine and a tranny. There's no power steering, no power brakes, no air conditioning. It was just get up and go car.
Yeah.
He put the keystones on it right when he got it. I mean, it's got the original keystones. The hubcaps are in the trunk.
Wow.
The checkered tires, he put the checkered wide ovals. That was a 68.
Those are actually really, really cool. So your dad bought it from your brother and then...
He bought it for my brother.
Oh, for your brother.
But it was put in my mother's name because my brother was only 18 and for insurance reasons. He didn't want to pay skyrocket insurance. So he put it in my mother's name so they can insure it a lot less expensive. And he bought it for my brother. My brother had a girlfriend at the time that he was madly in love with. And when he bought this car, he drove it, with her next to him. And then like 5 years later, they broke up and his heart was broken. He never wanted to get in his car again.
Oh, wow.
So he kind of like, I'm done with it. I don't want it, whatever. So it sat up until right now.
Wow.
He documented, he wrote the mileage down on the dates he drove it. It's never been in the rain, snow. Nobody ever sat in the back seat.
Well, it shows. When you open up those doors, it's immaculate. Did you ever drive it?
I drove it. I tried to learn how to drive on this, and I was like 15 years old and trying to let the clutch out because it's a real tight shifter.
Yeah.
And not driving, I think I weighed 110 pounds and no power steering. I'm trying to let the clutch out, downshift. I'd lay a scratch or I'd just do a little, stall it out.
What's the plans for it once we drag it out, clean it up, and bring it back?
Let's go on to Stuart.
Stuart's one of your friends, I presume, huh? Stuart. Very nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Stuart, you're going to be buying the car from John. What's your plans for it afterwards?
Well, I love the story of the car. The history, the fact that it's a survivor, and my plan is just to preserve it. I don't want to change anything on it. I just want to clean the car up, get it running again, be able to drive it. But I have no plans to change anything on the car, make it anything but exactly as it was when it came out of the factory. I just love the story of the car, as I said, and I look at it like I'm a custodian at this point, and it's my job to just preserve the history of the car and the story behind it.
You want to know one last thing?
Sure.
This car was not for sale because I was not going to sell unless I found somebody who would take care of the car. I wasn't going to put it on the market or anything. And then when John told me about Stuart and that, I thought, you know, that's a perfect marriage for it. So when he came over, he actually heard about the car and wanted to come over right after breakfast to come and look at it. It was in the middle of winter. I said, oh, not now.
So thank you so much.
Thank
For
you.
the time.
Thank you.
And Stuart,
Thank
I'm
you.
excited to see what you end up doing with it.
Thank you.
And I'm excited for you guys to see what we do with it. But first, we have to get it out of the garage, into the trailer, and then head back to the shop.
And of course, right away, as we started trying to push this car out of the garage, we had some issues because the brakes were completely locked up. But as we had a couple guys start pushing it, rocking it back and forth, they finally freed up, which meant we could get the car out of the garage and load it up. Which leads me to ask the question of the video, so leave your answers in the comments below. I'm gonna keep this one super simple. What is your favorite American muscle car of all time? The GTO is super popular. I'm sure a lot of people watching this right now love this car. But what's your absolute favorite? Leave a comment.
All right, so thankfully we made it back safe and sound with the 68 GTO, and I just can't get over how nice this car is. This is definitely going to be a relatively easy detail for us because the interior is in such great shape, and I believe that underneath all this dust and dirt, the paint is in great condition as well. But we are not going to be using pre-wash on the exterior of this car because our pre-wash is an alkaline pre-wash, and that means that it will stay in single stage paint, which this is because it's all original. So we're going to take our time and make sure that we do everything as properly as possible to preserve this beautiful car.
Yeah, just as RJ said, preservation is the name of the game here. We want to be as aggressive as we need to be, but not too aggressive to either work too hard on the paint or damage anything on this car, because everything on this car is original. And unlike a lot of the other things that we work on, it is super, super nice. So I'm really excited. I think this thing's gonna turn out almost perfect.
Everything is original on this car, and the only part that seems to have had damage from sitting over time is actually the wheels. So we're gonna have to do some really aggressive chrome polishing to remove all this pitting. But I do believe that we can save these and they'll look pretty nice once we're all done. And the only thing that saddens me about this car is how cool these tires are and the fact that they're extremely cracked and dry rotted. So I don't even think he's gonna end up changing the tires on this car unless he actually does plan on driving it. He may just keep it in his collection, but I can't imagine that they produce these tires anymore, and if they do, they must be very expensive.
And stay tuned to the end of the video because we will be taking this car over to Stuart's place and seeing the rest of his collection. He has some incredible cars and I'm really excited to see them myself.
Not only that, but at the end of this video, you guys are going to see the winner of the Corvette who flew in and took delivery of that Z06 that we gave away. And you're not gonna wanna miss his reaction. He's a great guy, and he was extremely excited. So stay tuned for that as well if you guys wanna know who won the Corvette. But now let's get into the detail.
It's always funny to me whenever I'm working on an old 60s, 70s muscle car because you can always just open the hood without going in the car. Under the hood of this 68 Pontiac GTO is an awesome motor. It is a 6.5 liter, 400 cubic inch engine, V8. This thing didn't have AC. This thing didn't have any electronics whatsoever, no traction control. This thing had an engine and a gearbox, 4-speed manual at that. I imagine when this thing first came out, this was the talk of the town. This must have been really fast for having that much horsepower being, again, having nothing in it. Sadly, we won't be able to start this guy up because the owner of this car is gonna take this to a shop right after we're done with it, and they're gonna go through and basically fully restore this engine. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna clean it up nice and easy and give them a clean slate to start with. Now moving on to the interior of this GTO, I have to say this is quite unlike what we usually have in our shop. This is a true time capsule. If you've ever seen any on our YouTube, this would be the one. Everything looks almost like new. The only wear I could find in this interior is where the keys were jingling and jangling right over here across the dashboard. But that's about it. And what I really appreciate about these old muscle cars like this is the simplicity. There's nothing in here. You have a radio, you have a heater, and that's it. You have lights, wipers, but it is very bare bones, but it does it in such a nice way. But another thing I love about this is this Hurst shifter. I could only imagine what it felt like to buy this car brand new and have this type of shifter, because it just feels so good to go through the gears in this car. It's ridiculous. I need somebody in the comments to explain to me what kind of energy absorber this is. It says energy absorbing right here on the steering wheel. And I don't know about you, but it doesn't look like this steering wheel would absorb much energy. It's more so as it would hurt you if you got into an accident in this car. Now, another interesting fact about this car is that not one person has ever sat in the back seat. So,
I want to sit there.
no, I'm going to sit there. I'm the interior.
No, I was the one who talked to the owner, and he told me that nobody's ever sat in the back seat.
We're going to have to fight over this one.
I'll fight you for it.
Wow.
Not bad.
This is
Pretty comfortable.
very comfortable. I like the classic, what is it called?
Yeah, you can tell this was never used.
For sure, but what are they called? The ashtrays, yes. Mandatory to have 2 ashtrays in the back of your 60s car.
They're empty too.
They are. Brent, this was the only thing that I found in the back seat area. What do you think this is?
It looks like a way to stop people from stealing your car, but I don't know how you'd use that.
So this is the first time I've actually seen one like this in person. This one goes behind the clutch and then locks the steering wheel so you can't depress the clutch to start the car.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, because you've seen a bunch of steering wheel locks, but this is a totally different thing. This is really cool. Again, I've not found one of these in any cars yet, and he showed me and I was like, oh God, that's sweet.
What if it gets stuck forever?
And this, which I'm not sure what they were cleaning with this, but I don't think we're gonna use this to clean anything in this car.
All right, before we clean the dash, let's see what we have in the glove box. That actually opens pretty nice. We have a couple things in here. Looks like we have some papers. Oh, dude, this is so cool. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but it looks like the owner originally was writing down every time they drove this car and how many miles it had. So whatever year this would have been, 50 years ago or whatever, March 26th, he drove it. April 12th, he drove it 9 more miles. Can you see that? I don't know if I've ever seen anybody documenting every single time they drove their car and how many miles were on it. But I guess if your brother or your sister were trying to take your car out and have a night on the town, they were not going to get away with it. That's pretty cool. Oh, and the oil changes are on here too. So not only is this car in pristine condition, but it's super well documented and apparently really well taken care of. I'm very impressed. We have the 68 Pontiac owner plan and vehicle warranty. So, I mean, this is in perfect condition too. I'd have to think that all of these things being with the car, the owner's manual, and being in such amazing condition just makes the value of the car a little bit higher. And now that we got all of this taken care of, we're gonna have one of the hardest details of our lives. This is not gonna be easy, right, Mike? We're gonna start by wiping everything down very carefully. We're gonna mostly focus on just getting everything nicely cleaned and then using a conditioner to revive it and preserve this car for the next 60 years.
All right, now it's time to polish the GTO, but first I need to inspect the paint. And what I see is that we have some oxidation, we have some staining from some kind of debris that sat on the paint for too long and etched into the top layer of paint, and then we have some random scratches all over the car. But what is very nice about this car is that it is all original and it's a single stage lacquer, which means that these scratches are going to be easier to remove than some of the more modern cars that I've worked on in the past. So what I'm going to use is a wool pad and compound to remove these deeper defects, and then I will polish up with a foam pad and a light polish just to bring back the color. And I think this GTO is going to look amazing once I'm done. All right, guys, we are back with the new owner of the GTO, Stuart. Are you ready to see your car? Are you excited?
Sure. Yeah, very.
I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the end result. So we'll waste no more time. We'll get you out. You can see your car.
Thanks.
Let's do it. After you.
Wow, that looks spectacular.
Yeah, I got to say, this one was a pleasure to work on.
Wow.
Single stage lacquer, so I was able to remove almost all of the imperfections. It's a really, really nice example of a 68 GTO. But the good news is that almost, I would say 95% of any of the scratches or damage has been fully removed.
Wow.
All the oxidation is gone, all the etching from any debris that had been sitting on there for too long. And you already know that the interior was pretty mint, but it looks even better than it could have.
Wow. Boy, I can't thank you guys enough.
Oh, you're very welcome. I think it's a great addition to your collection, which we might be able to see here in a bit.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. You got a spot for it picked out already?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And at this point, Stuart took us to his house, which we weren't even prepared for how beautiful he kept these cars and how many awesome cars he had. We took the microphones off because we wanted to be in the moment, but I'm gonna let you guys take a peek at some of the cars that he has, including a 1970 Dodge Challenger with a 440 six-pack, some other really cool stuff, and then heading into his other garage, he has a 1960 Impala and another GTO. These cars are all in great condition, and then going into his last two garages, he has a C2 Corvette, which was so cool for us to see. And then this custom painted Chevy Bel Air, which I've never seen one of these in this orange. But leave a comment which car in his collection is your favorite.
All right, guys, we are here with the winner of the Corvette, Casey from North Carolina. Congratulations, man. We're so pumped to show you the car. But we wanted to share a quick story. You had actually commented on our video because in the video, Brent asked, like, if you win this Corvette, what would you end up doing with it? And you had commented,
I said, I'll tell you when I get there Tuesday. And then somebody came back last night and said, this is all a scam. Nobody's won it. They haven't announced anything. And I did not say anything, but I wanted to. I so badly wanted to tell them, you don't know what you're talking about. I won.
Well,
but, you know,
the car is real and it's right behind that door. So let's waste no more time. Let's go ahead and show you your new car.
All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is amazing, dude. I've been trying and trying and trying and never ever win anything. Oh, this is sick.
Well, like I said, the car is real, and you finally won.
Look.
And it's all yours, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. And so in that comment, they had asked, you know, you were going to let us know what you're going to do with the car Thursday. What are the plans for it?
Stop.
All stock?
I'm not doing anything to it at all whatsoever because it's a classic in my eyes. I love it. The standards of going 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, that keeps up with everything today basically. So, and I don't want to do the, you know, max 175 miles per hour.
Yeah, I think it's plenty of car, and it's in great shape. It truly is a survivor,
God,
and
nice.
we thank you so much for entering. We're glad to have an enthusiastic winner, and we're glad you're able to come out here and see the car in person and celebrate with us. So we're gonna get to the DMV. We're gonna transfer that title over for you, and then we're gonna go have dinner.
Yes,
So,
it sounds good.
and you guys need to stay tuned because we already bought the car for our next giveaway that will launch in September, but we're gonna keep that a secret for now. So stay tuned for that, but thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. If you wanna see more, hit subscribe, and we're gonna see you next week.